Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Cornmoon Tarot. You can call me Moon. So today we're going to do a video about what is your greatest strengths and weaknesses. So I always wondered what mine are, when they ask you about a job or in general, just thinking about that, because you could think about many things, but I don't know. So I'm here to tell you. I have 3 group selections to choose from. Here are your pictures, my loves. Choose wisely. I know it's a hard pick, but yeah, pause the video if necessary. And if those don't help, or if you want further confirmation, then I have 3 other, sorry, that's my cat, but tarot decks. So this is group number 1, Meryl Streep tarot deck. This is group number 2 with the Animal Tarot.
Chihiro, what are you doing, honey?
Group number 3 with the Lord of the Rings tarot deck. And if those don't do it for you, then you could go to Google for the number 1 to 3 generator and your guides will choose for you. But yeah, so without further ado, if this satisfies you, or if you find if you resonate with any of these readings, then subscribe, join our Moon family, and yeah. Okay, I'll see you guys there. Bye. Hello, group number 1s. Welcome to your reading. If you guys chose the first picture in the thumbnail or the Meryl Streep tarot deck, welcome. So we're going to do a quick energy check for your reading. It's from the energy oracle cards. And I don't know if y'all vibe with energy checks in the beginning, just to let you know that that is your pile, but I do them just because I like them, Anyways, let's move on. So you got attachment and community. It seems like you're learning to really detach yourself from this mask that I'm sorry.
Chihiro, baby, honey, come here.
It seems like you're really learning to detach from either a mask or a persona that you used to put on and open yourself up to new communities. And also for some of you, it seems like you're realizing that there's a persona or a mask that you used to put on when being around certain people. And maybe you're also realizing that you're doing that now and it's just not fair to you. And also I heard codependency too. So maybe you're also learning healthy relationships, because that is also very important when you are establishing friendships or familial relationships. It doesn't matter if they're new or old. The thing is that if there is codependency, and if you don't realize that, and you start to detach from that certain environment, you start to realize the negative effects it had on you, or the things that you did to yourself to self-sabotage your happiness for other people. And in order to attract the right community, you're learning what is best for you, and to really stay true to your authentic self instead of feeling trapped to some sort of environment, whether it comes to friendship or family or relationship. You may realize that you're more free than you thought, and it's just an illusion that you are stuck to someone or something. It's going to vary for other people because this is a general reading, but it really does feel like with these 2 cards, you're stepping back from the mask that you have been wearing for a while, whether it has to do with this community or with yourself in general. For some of you, you are attracting people that are more like you, and for others, you are just learning that you do not want to be in a certain environment, in a certain community, if you have to be a certain way. 5 and 7 may be significant. Just want to say that. But yeah, it seems like, and also all of that may resonate with you. So if any of that resonated, then welcome to your group. And also I heard that if you got messages inside your head right now, like questioning, oh, is this it? Is this me? Yes, it is. Just trust that. 55 on the timer. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of change within relationships with you. I don't know if this Pisces and Virgo North Node thing has been affecting you in that way when it comes to relationships, but I heard that's also very significant to you, how dynamics work and stuff like that. But anyways, let's move forward. What is my group number 1's greatest strength? So we're going to put 2 cards for strengths, clarify those, and then 2 cards for weaknesses and clarify those. So what is group number 1's greatest strengths, please? We have the Page of Swords. What is group number 1's greatest strengths, please? Interesting. What is group number 1's greatest strengths, please? What is group number 1's greatest strengths? 1 card. Just 1 card, please. Group number 1's greatest strengths. It seems like a lot want to come out, so I'll just take this one. We have the 4 of Swords. Okay, and group number 1's greatest weaknesses. 2 cards, please. Interesting. Oh, my bad. Group number 1's greatest weaknesses. 2 cards, please. So we have the 2 of Pentacles. I'm going to just take 2 of these and the 9 of Swords in reverse. Interesting. And then we have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, but yeah, I see. I kind of relate to this, honestly. Okay, clarify the Page of Swords. Clarify the Page of Swords for my group number 1's. It seems like... Clarify the Page of Swords for my group number 1's. You know, we're just going to start and then we'll clarify later because I don't want to have you guys waiting. So immediately with the Page of Swords and the 4 of Swords with your greatest strengths, it seems like you have a new perspective, a light perspective when it comes to anything, when it comes to problem solving. You are able to give a different view, a different outlook to a situation that other people haven't noticed. And I think that your ability to move past situations, to heal quickly and to get back on your feet is very much necessary and vital to either your career or just you living life. You really know how to take care of yourself and heal yourself, given anything. Like, you know what works for you. There's some people that are like, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to help myself, but you're like running the bath, making that tea, making that chai latte. You are one that's like, I know what I like and I know what works best for me to get me back on my feet and ready to go to face the next challenge. And it's kind of like boss energy. And with the Page of Swords, even if you're new at a job or new to an environment, you may get people that are easily jealous of you that because you have new and fresh ideas and they're like, who does this person think they are? But you don't mean it in a very rude way. You just have something to say and you know what to say and respectfully say it. And some people may judge you for that, or some people may feel like they don't understand you or just project onto you, place judgment based off of what they feel like you are. But it seems like to me, you are also very open to learn. You are a fast learner. You may be an air sign, but you don't have to be. There just seems like a lot of air in your chart, maybe. It doesn't have to be. It just seems like you are a thinker. You are an innovator. You can work around the clock. But yeah, you're ready to pick up new tools to help you, especially when healing. Like if you're working with a therapist or working with, let's say you're watching a tarot reading or you're listening to spiritual talks or podcasts, anything, reading books that helps you, anything that helps you. Maybe even just a song that inspires you to do better. You are very strong and have a strong will to do better and to allow yourself to be better, to grow and to feel more connected so you can feel more connected to your higher self. You do this because you want what's best for your mind. And that's beautiful. And let's continue. Let's clarify these now. What is the Page of Swords? Can you clarify the Page of Swords, please? For my group number 1's, clarify the Page of Swords. What is their greatest strengths? Okay, for my group number 1's. Page of Swords, clarify. We have the Strength card in reverse, Leo. Ooh, Page of Pentacles, a bunch of pages. And the 6 of Cups. It's kind of like a youthful energy. It seems like to me you know when to back down, you know when to stay humble and to negotiate around other people, maybe be a chameleon. And also take up opportunities. If if you mess up in a situation or you don't know about something, you'll know when to back down and say, okay, I just need to listen. Okay, I just need to observe, yes, absorb information. You're someone who will look at learning as an opportunity to start your own business. And the Six of Cups here, it seems like you also learn from your past situations and take it as a learning experience to grow from it. You know when to give up on something and not just give up, but you're not, I don't know if this is right for any of you, but it doesn't have to resonate, but for some of you, you may have had to work on this, but it seems like you're not as stubborn when you know when to let go of something that isn't working for you. And by that, I mean, if something doesn't click for you, if you know that some business endeavor isn't for you, like a certain job or a certain friend group, a community, you eventually say, you know what, I tried my best, I did everything that I could, now I'm gonna release it. Now I'm gonna say, I can't, it's not my job to tame you. It's not my job to learn in this certain area. This doesn't work for me, therefore I don't like it, it's not my interest, then cutting it away. And this makes room for things that align with you. And that's your biggest strength right here, is knowing what is aligned with you and knowing what you actually want to spend time on instead of wasting time with past matters. Heal and move forward. So let's clarify the Four of Swords, please. Let's clarify the Four of Swords. What is group number one's greatest strengths? Clarify the Four of Swords. We have the Four of Pentacles, 4-4, and the Four of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So, wow. You are very good at moving with your intuition. It seems like you're naturally linked with the divine energy. It seems like you, like I said, when you know when to let something go, cut something off, and not give anything time, it's a natural thing for you to do because it feels very connected to your divine path, like your alignment and stuff. And with this Four of Pentacles clarifying the Four of Swords, you know when to pull your energy back and save yourself. Yeah. Save yourself. And to hydrate. I think there's something here when it comes to being frugal and saving your money. Also, another thing that you're really good at is saving a buck. It's like you know how to resource and how to go to certain areas to buy certain things. I don't know if you knew this about yourself, but you're naturally good at staying away from things that aren't good for you, with the Devil card in reverse, Capricorn. And then the Four of Cups, you're like, you know what? I'm bored of this. I feel like my energy is being depleted, like I'm focusing too much on this situation. So what can help in order for me not to feel overly obsessive about this current situation going on, so I can focus on myself? And all of this, whether it be worrying about finances or worrying about so many other problems, like these three cups right here, not focusing on the main cup, it's like, okay, I'm so sorry. The thing with channeling is that you have a fluid sentence and it kind of drops off because there's so much happening inside your channeling. But I'm going to figure out a way to help myself so I can get to the point of where I can look at this cup. Because you know how some readers say there's a cup right in front of you, you can't see the cup because you're focused on so many other things, you're bored, but you clearly have this opportunity, or you're not you don't have gratitude. And sure, those things can actually be accurate in some instances, but this genuinely feels like you actually know that there's a cup there, and you're like, I don't know how to look at it. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong or what the cup is. But you're like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to focus on healing myself. I'm going to focus on what I have to do for myself in order for me to see that cup and be like, oh, that's what I wasn't seeing, or oh, that's what I have to do, or it was that simple, you know? And it only had to do with you focusing and taking time for yourself. and not worrying about anything else, you know? By you loving what you do and doing what you love, it naturally saves you money, time, resources, and less of a hangover, you know, whether that be metaphorically or for real, you know. So now let's move forward to your weaknesses. Let's move on to your weaknesses, my group number ones. So we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse with the Nine of Swords in reverse. I'm going to clarify the Nine of Swords before I move on, but with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, it mainly has to do with this is where I feel like I resonate. It may have to do with you having a hard time balancing certain things, especially when feeling overwhelmed. I heard dissociating too. Maybe when certain situations feel so overwhelming, you tend to dissociate or numb out from them. Your greatest weaknesses is just to feel detached, like out of sight, out of mind type of thing. And also, when it comes to the Two of Pentacles, it feels like maybe you tend to probably have so much on your plate that you don't realize, you know? And it's like, oh shit, I feel so overwhelmed with all this stuff I have to do, and now I feel stuck. Now I feel trapped, and I don't know how to handle this. And maybe, and also these weaknesses can turn into your strengths for sure, but this feels like it kind of meshes together. So when you are not in your strong points, these are your weak points, you know? These are the points that you could be in when you aren't taking care of yourself, when you are sleep deprived, or you also, I heard, what I'm getting is, you know, when a computer sounds like it's overheating or something sounds like it's overheating and then it just turns off and you're like, what the fuck? It kind of seems like that. It seems like you run on maybe energy drinks, or you just run on fuel and you don't have any fuel anymore, and the gas tank clearly says empty, but you could still drive the car, and you don't know when you're going to shut off, but it's like you're clearly on empty. You know, you may experience burnout, and you may be in a delusional state to where you think you can handle more than you can, but it's kind of like you just keep going and you don't realize that you're literally going towards burnout. And you won't have a choice but to either break down, have a mental breakdown, or just crash out and go to sleep because you need that, you know? It's a fine line. 44 is very significant for you. I think that we all learn that, and we all learn how to adapt and cope and treat ourselves better, but it seems like you can be prone to working your ass off. So let's clarify these things. It's honestly, this is a very human thing, and like I said, I relate to this. But it's just something that we have to be more aware of, because I think sometimes you may not be aware that you're doing this. Or maybe you used to not be aware and now you're more aware because you had to learn to be more aware because you were tired of feeling tired. You were like, what's happening with me? Why am I like this? And then finally, during COVID or something, the word burning out came out to be more popular for more people to know. And this may not be you, it may be some of you, but therapy words started to become more prominent, you know, for us to be aware of. And maybe that's how you learned online, through books, through podcasts, anything. But it seems like you learned certain things about yourself and became more aware to where you're like, oh, this is what's happening to me. You know, it could have been through friends, through therapy. It's all different for each one of you. But yeah, you gained knowledge, and this is your weakness. You know, your weakness is to push yourself too hard when you have to be kinder to yourself. And you're learning that. What's so interesting is your greatest strength is also your greatest weakness. Like, you could take so much care of yourself, but you could also neglect yourself, and because you're carrying so much, or because you overload, you know, and then you can't juggle all of this because you only have two hands, and all of a sudden there's 10 things, and you have to learn to release those things. Maybe you might have a little bit of control issues too, and it doesn't have to be too crazy, but it could be in a sense of like needing to control everything so you can make sure everything's going to be okay. But then you realize that you can't control everything and you can't do everything, so you just have to release them all and let all the balls drop, you know? So you can pick up two and say, okay, I'm going to Maybe even one. Like if you only have to focus on one ball, then that's it. Just toss it from side to side. You don't have to do two balls, you know? It takes time. And then you get into a flow, and then you get into a momentum. So let's clarify the Two of Pentacles in reverse, please. Okay, that's a lot. Ooh, that's a lot. So, well, that makes sense that it's a lot. The Three of Wands was the only one that really fell out alone on the table. Maybe you feel like with everything that you've been through in your past, or everything that you have, yeah, the Knight of Wands in reverse, it seems like maybe you make plans for yourself with the Three of Wands, and you kind of don't realize that you're being a bit impulsive, or I wouldn't say flaky, but maybe you carry too much that you're like, oh crap, I can't do all of these things at once. And maybe you carrying a lot of things, focus like can easily have you be prone to certain substances, or just like things that keep your mind off of them. Like it could be anything that just allows you to help you dissociate. Like I said, this doesn't have to be you. This could just be how you were if you were to be absorbed in your weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? Like we are at our high lows, we are our lowest lows, and we could be at our highest highs. It's not all of you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just by you overwhelming yourself and not knowing when to walk away from something, which is so weird because your greatest strength is knowing when to quit, but also your greatest weakness is not knowing how to let go of certain things to help you feel like your bag is, not overflowing. Yeah. What is the Nine of Swords in reverse? What is the Nine of Swords in reverse? We have the Devil card again. All of these. Okay, so all of these want to come out still. But the Knight of Wands went upwards. So maybe you have a lot of things, and the Page of Pentacles went upwards, and then the Nine of Wands went in reverse this time. Okay, so let me just say that with the Nine of Swords, what clarified it was the Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Nine of Wands. So I really do feel like you may feel like you're walking on eggshells. And you have a lot of ideas that you want to pursue when it comes to businesses, or when it comes to just like doing anything and taking up so many roles, but you don't know how to do it, and it feels like you don't feel safe in your environment sometimes. And maybe that allows you to do things that cause you to focus on not focusing on it, with the Devil card, maybe even drinking sometimes, or just like getting involved in things that don't help you. Yeah, and then I heard anxiety too. Maybe it causes anxiety because you regret it. Maybe you even it's a lot of regrets that you may have, it seems like. The Devil too upward maybe have to do with overworking as well, working yourself to the bone. Yeah, like you're not allowing yourself to rest with the Nine of Wands. Like you keep going. The Knight of Wands right here with the Page of Pentacles, pursuing things, and not letting yourself rest. With the Three of Wands, very ambitious, very competitive. But it's almost like you're missing, I don't know. I do know. And you do know, it's this thing of saying, hey, maybe I need to relax. Maybe I need to realize that I don't have to do everything alone, that I have help all around me, and I should focus on the things being presented to me instead of things that I can constantly do myself. Maybe you're a hyper independent person, and it's time to just accept the help around you instead of just feeling like a burden. Ooh, that hit. Or feeling like you need to be isolated in order to feel worthy. And until you're worthy, then you can be known, or then you can receive help. I don't know. There's something here with that. I don't know what it is. It's going to vary for all of you, but I'm just going to leave that there. But you are just an amazing human. You have an intelligent mind, and you have such a fresh perspective that so many people desire, and you are a hard worker, you know? But it's kind of like that weakness where they're just like, I'm just such a hard worker, I don't know when to stop. But it's true with you. You are. And I wish we could say that without sounding like we want the job, you know? But this doesn't have to do with work. But it's just ridiculous to me. And it could lead to burnout, you know? That's a valid weakness, because how can you work if you're burnt out? You're going to be in a crabby mood and not present. But yeah, group number ones, I hope that you liked that. I don't know if that felt rude or anything. I'm just reading the energies and what the card told me. I hope that was a good balance of both. Just know you're amazing and loved, and I'm happy to have you here with your amazing mind, and your ability to really love yourself and others is just amazing, and I hope that you know that. But yeah, I will just keep spreading love, because that will always be the answer, however that looks for you, and I will see you in the next video, okay? Bye! Hi, group number twos, welcome to your reading. If you guys chose the animal tarot or the second picture in the thumbnail, then welcome. So I'm going to do an energy check for you real quick from the energy oracle cards to let you know if this is your reading or not. We have Journey and Angel of Balance. 5 or 48 may be significant. Any of the mix of those numbers. It seems like with your current energy, you may be trying to find balance as you are on your journey. I think that there's many things that we are trying to learn as we go through this newfound journey, or stepping into a new thing, or just learning that, becoming more self-aware that we are on a specific journey right now, on a specific chapter. And it seems like with the Angel of Balance, it's like, okay, I am within myself. How can I be there for myself? How can I sustain balance in this? Because also when she's crossing this bridge right now, this bridge kind of seems like it doesn't really have any sides, and she's trying to balance as she crosses it, you know, trying to find out where she's going to go next. And as you are making decisions, as you are on this journey, carrying your luggage, listening to your inner wisdom, it seems like it does require for you to be self-aware. It does require for you to be intentional about your choices that you make here on after. And you are actually prioritizing that. You're like, wow, I care about what I'm doing right now. It's like you are on a new level of self-love. And it's becoming like you are taking care of yourself, like an inner child. You are taking care of your feminine side, because you realize that requires it. Your soul requires it. And also with the Angel of Balance too, you are being very heavily guided, and angels are here protecting you. I do want to say, helping you. If you do believe in that, I do feel like that is heavy for you when it comes to angels. Like, you may not know how protected you are, but I see an angel right here looking in this jar, and you're in this jar, and they're like, I got you. You're safe. And maybe you feel that, you know? And also here might be another angel, and like this has a jar right here, helping you, saying, I got you. I'm leading the way. All you have to do is trust. And I feel like you needed to hear that for some of you, is that you are being held. You are, even though your eyes may be closed, or you may feel like your eyes are closed, or you don't know where you're going, this is all a part of your journey. And maybe you also have something that you're protecting as well that is very dear to you, as this angel is protecting you. On the 5D, you have something that you're protecting on the 3D, whatever that means to you. But yeah, you and this thing is protected. Whatever decision you make, it is your decision to choose. Whatever path, however you choose to take it, it's your path to choose. And I think that you're reclaiming your power in that. But yeah, if that resonated at all, group number 2s, then this is your reading. Welcome. So let's find out, what is your greatest strengths and weaknesses? Like I said, for group number 1, I'm going to put 2 cards for your greatest strengths, 2 cards for your greatest weaknesses, and clarify those. And also, if you cannot, because the weaknesses are something that does not define us, it's just something that we sometimes have to be in. It's kind of like when we are doing amazing, we're doing amazing. But our greatest weaknesses could be like when we're, I don't know why I'm so intense, I'm sorry. Our greatest weaknesses is when we are alone, or when we feel like, not alone, like if we're down in the dumps, like really down, kind of like I'm getting an image of someone at a bar drinking at the bar and just feeling like, hey, Joe, I had a bad day, give me something on the rocks, and they give it to him because he feels like that's his, and then his greatest weakness may be alcohol, or it may be going back to that bar, you know, because he knows that that's his greatest weakness. So something about that is just like an example of what I mean, you know. But it could also be many of other things, like personality traits. But I wouldn't say personality traits are your greatest weaknesses, just like habits, or just I'm going to show you. How about that? What's your greatest strengths? 2 cards for my group number 2's greatest strengths, please. 2 cards for my group number 2's greatest strengths. What is my group number 2's great? Thank you. So we have the Star in reverse, and I'm going to put the Knight of Swords upright. And then we have the 9 of Cups right here in reverse as well. But I'm going to continue. What is group number 2's greatest weaknesses? 2 cards. Group number 2's greatest weaknesses. Group number 2's greatest weaknesses. We have the King of Cups in reverse with the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. And now I'm going to clarify. What is the Star in reverse, please? What is the Star in reverse? Group number 2's greatest strengths. Group number 2's greatest... Can I just have one card? This just like totally bursted open. Some of you guys may be Scorpios, or just knows how to transform, or been through a lot of transformations in your life. What is the Star card in reverse? What is group number 2's greatest strengths? We have the Tower in reverse. Ooh, that's cool. And then what is the Knight of Swords? We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Cool. Okay. And then for group number 2's greatest weaknesses. Group number 2's greatest weaknesses. Honestly, just feeling the same, bestie. What is the King of Cups in reverse? Group number 2's greatest weaknesses. The Page of Wands and the 8 of Swords in reverse. Gonna take those both. And then what is the 8 of Pentacles in reverse? What is the 8 of Pentacles in reverse? I heard the song, Stop, Wait a Minute, fill my cup, put some liquor in it. Right? Is that what he says? What is the 8 of Pentacles? I'm not saying that any of you guys... Sorry, an alarm went off. Anyways, I'm just gonna continue. What is the 8 of Pentacles in reverse? What is the 8 of Pentacles in reverse? The Ace of Cups in reverse, yeah, with the High Priestess in reverse. I'm leaving it. So your greatest strengths, tap me into group number 2's greatest strengths. So immediately, I think this is dope as F. The Star is Aquarius, by the way. Justice is at the bottom of the deck, which is Libra. So it feels like, because the Star card in reverse is kind of like not allowing yourself to heal. But it being paired with the Tower in reverse shows that you have a knowing of when something is going to happen, and you know how to avoid it. Especially if, also I heard you know how to get away with things too. Like, it doesn't have to be in a bad way, but it could be like, you know how to move in the shadows. And maybe even people go to you for advice, or for you to look things up and find certain things. Maybe you're really good at investigating. I think there's something about to where if you don't want to be noticed, you won't be noticed, because you're really good at blending, you know, being sneaky, being sneakative. and for your benefit or for others' benefits to help, them out. Because the Star in reverse makes me feel like you're not seen. And that's pretty good, because you can help prevent something. It's kind of like I'm getting a vision of someone who is who sees something happening, and before it happens, they change it. Maybe even a sense of deja vu, or just feeling a sense of, oh, this could happen, so therefore I'm going to do things that prevent that from happening. But also I'm getting that you know how to take yourself out of a situation when you know it's gonna fall, like when the tower is gonna fall, or when you know it's out of your control, like this can't be saved, I gotta go. You're in your lifeboat, you're swimming away. You're like, that's Vidania, this is your guys' issue to deal with, not mine. And if I'm not involved in it, and if I don't have to be involved in it, and you guys can handle it, then it's not my situation. And that's a form of self-preservation, but it seems very necessary and actually pretty iconic and pretty smart of you to do, because not a lot of people know when to jump ship or notice when something's up. And it's not saying that it's a fault to other people, but that's cool that you know when to look after yourself. And also it may not even be like a thing of just looking after you. It may be like, I can't afford to stay here, or I can't afford to be around this because I have a family, or because I'm trying to do better for myself, for the people around me, and this isn't gonna work out well for me. And then we have the Knight of Swords with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So with the Knight of Swords, that's really fast moving energy, and it seems like with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, you know how to take a slow moving situation and pick it up. You get people to move faster. You get people to really go with the flow and just kind of hype people up, if anything. Like, words of affirmation is really important. And I think that your mind works really fast to where you could say, okay, I'm here, let's go. Okay, I'm here, what do we need help with? You're very much I heard ringleader, but it's more so of just someone who knows how to round people up, or knows how to get things going fast. And it's almost like people don't realize they need you until you're there. Yeah. You bring a lot of balance and a lot of fairness, and people are thankful for you, because some people just are so used to moving the way they do, the momentum, or things not picking up for them, and then you're there to give them a different perspective and how to do things faster. Very innovative, but also what I'm getting to is that you have a magical touch for things to move faster for you. So if you really wanted to, you can put things into hyperdrive and get things going, because you have that ability to, you have that magic touch, especially if something doesn't taste good, or if something doesn't feel right, how to fix it in a certain way to make people be like, oh, that would have taken me forever to figure out. And you're like, yeah, I got you. So you're a really helping hand to others around you in multitude of areas, whether that has to do with helping someone with technology, or helping someone with cooking, helping someone with problem solving, or just with being a mediator, with just being a light. And very, what is it called? Like, you don't waste time, and people would love you. Like, you'd be also, not only are you a leader, but you'd also be a great assistant, because you know how to listen and feel out for everybody else's emotions. And you really know how to analyze things and to figure out, is this fair? How would this go? Really analytical, but also there's another way to describe it. But yeah, that's really good actually to have around. But to go on to your weaknesses now, I do want to talk about the King of Cups in reverse with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So it seems like to me, something here has to do with you not feeling like your emotions can be balanced. It doesn't feel like because with here you see the flamingo on one leg balancing a cup, right? And the King of Cups has to do with having their emotions balanced. But with it being in reverse, your weakness can be that you may not feel in touch with your emotions, and they may not feel like you can have them felt out and be okay with them. It seems like you may close off them in a way and feel like you're a victim to your environment when you are in a muck, when you are stuck, or you feel like you're emotionally drained. And this Page of Wands, you may act out in a passionate way, maybe fiery. I heard recently is like when you've been messed with so many times, you kind of feel like you're being attacked, and then you attack back by cussing someone out or by just being very passionate and fiery, and maybe not in the best way, but not in an abusive way, but in a way that's like yeah, what, like what's wrong, like why are you doing that, or what's up, you know? It's not very balanced in your emotions. It's not very much working through them. It's kind of like when someone makes you feel like a victim, you're like, you fight back, you throw a fireball back. But yeah, that may be your weakness, is that, yeah, you may also be easily irritated. Like, I'm getting that sense of just easily getting, like, people getting on your nerves and saying like, can you just give me a break? Can you just leave me alone? I clearly am frustrated. I clearly cannot handle my emotions. And that's what you're learning, is the balance of things. And that's very important for you. But you may know this about yourself, the weaknesses. It seems like you're very self-aware and in tune. You are a very witty person. And your words, the way you use your words is you articulate them well. You know how to problem solve. You know how to really make a situation better and make everybody feel satisfied. But with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, it seems like whenever you go through a shutdown moment, you kind of stop working on things. You kind of stop either working on yourself or working on things you love. And I feel like some people might get heated about this reading. I don't know why, but for those of you who are here and hearing me, I really do think that we all go through this. You know, we all go through a moment where it's like, I don't feel like working on anything anymore because I kind of feel worthless, or I kind of feel stuck, like I can't trust anything. And I just want to wallow. I just want to wallow in self-pity, and I want to wallow because I feel like a fucking victim. And sometimes we feel like a victim, and that's valid. You know, it may be our weakness because we feel weak, you know? That's the definition of a weakness, is that we feel like that's our weakness. We don't feel strong. Like someone could go behind us and freaking jab us when we're weak. That's why it's so important to have a community and have people that support us, because when we are in our weakness, we have people that will, you know, give us space if necessary, and you will feel, and also let you feel less alone, allow you to feel less alone, or just be there. But also, I just want to say, when you may feel like you're in your weakness, your greatest weakness, the High Priestess is in reverse with the Ace of Cups in reverse, clarifying the Eight of Pentacles. So not knowing when to work, not knowing when to move forward, feeling out of touch with your inner knowing, and feeling like you can't trust anything. You can't trust if you're doing the right thing, if you're on the right path, which is a journey, baby. I don't know why I want to cry, babes. Like, I don't know why I want to like get emotional, but like with the Ace of Cups in reverse, it's you tend to stop taking care of yourself. With your greatest weakness, you tend to, because when you don't take care of your emotions are literally attached to your intuitions, because those are your feelings, your gut feelings, your intuition, your feminine side. It's not being taken care of, not working on it. So it's like your intuition's kind of like a low energy, a low bar. And that's where it feels like you have to learn that you're going through this emotion. You're going through these things to regenerate you, revitalize you, so you can get stronger. So you can learn that this is the flow of life. You know, sometimes you're going to feel low. Sometimes time's going to run out. And then you could flip the thing over again and start the time again, you know? I don't know what I was saying. But yeah, maybe when you are not working on yourself, or you feel like this lack of trust within your environment, within self, within your journey of life, it's like you lose a sense of wonder for the world around you, a sense of hope, a sense of magic. But with this Justice card, it feels like this is so prevalent to say that you are so protected. Like, this is not karma. Maybe you also feel like when you're in your weakness that this is your karma, but it's really not. It's just something that you use to protect yourself. It's just something that you're used to feeling. Maybe you're used to feeling like a victim because you always were a victim. So it's like you're going back to the feeling that feels the most similar for you. Yeah. And therefore you don't take care of yourself because you don't feel like you can. Because it's kind of like losing all hope. It's like, what's the point? When you take charge of these things as to why they happen, you kind of learn to take hold of them. Like, oh, now I know why you happen. I feel like I have control over that now. Now I know why I do that, why I feel like that's my weakness, why those are my weaknesses, where that stems from. Now I can take control over this and work on it. So maybe some of you guys are going through that and feeling that and resonate with that. But yeah, I hope that this was beneficial in any way. I'm going to get one more card for your greatest strength, and then we'll be done with your reading. What is group number 2's greatest strength? One more card, please, for group number 2's. Okay, so I would say, here, give me a sec, because like 4 cards came out. One more card, please. Thank you. So yeah, the 3 of Wands in reverse with the 2 of Wands upright. Those 2 wanted to come out. So the 3 of Wands in reverse seems like, with the greatest strength, it's like, hold up. Let me scope the area before we make a plan, before we make the right move. It feels like to me that you are, the Emperor. You make moves. You make people feel protected. You may be an Aries, don't have to be, but you are a very strong foundation for other people to feel safe. If other people don't know how to move forward, you are someone who's like, stay here, stay behind, let me go forward and scope out the area. You move for people. Maybe even you help people with traveling, or you help people with creative ideas. The King of Wands is right here, more fire energy. You may just be a very passionate and fiery person with the Page of Wands with a weakness thing. But either way, when it's in your strength, you are someone who is very creative, who goes after what they want. And if you don't know the moves, if you don't know how to travel or how to make plans to go after something, you literally will make it possible. With the 2 of Wands, you're like, okay, I have to do this. I have to go there to do it. I have to get up the energy to do so. I will always be ambitious. I will always be creative in what I love to do. You know, you are a very passionate and fiery person to talk to. And I think that people love that about you. You know, you're very capable of creating the life that you want. And people feel safe around you, you know. They trust that you know the way when others don't, which is interesting to me because sometimes you don't trust your own way. But yeah, and people, there's something here where people feel safe when you drive too. Like you're a very good driver. Yeah. Or they feel like you are going to be there when you need them, you know. So, and you're also you do well with working with other people or with just one other person, you know, bouncing off. But yeah, I'm going to leave that there. I don't know how long this is since the video cut off in the first half, but group number 2, this was your reading. If this resonated at all, make sure to join our Moon family and spread love to other people in the comments, or just to other people in your whole entire day. You know, that's always important, to express gratitude for what you have now. And yeah, keep spreading love, because that will always be the answer, however that looks for you. And I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye. Bye. Hi, my group number 3s. Welcome to your reading. If you guys chose the Lord of the Rings tarot deck or the 3rd picture in the thumbnail, welcome. So we're going to do a quick energy check from this energy oracle deck, so you can know that this is your reading. You're the only card that had 3 cards come out, and I felt called to take the 3rd one. So these are your 3 cards. We have Rest and Rejuvenation. We have the 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel, which is the throat chakra. And then we have the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, with the crown chakra. So immediately what I'm getting is that when you are taking care of yourself, the fact that you are taking care of yourself, you are literally regenerating your body. You are regenerating your soul, who you are, your essence, the fact that you're speaking correctly, the fact that you are moving intentionally. It feels like you are upgrading. I don't know why it feels like this, but for some reason, your voice, the way you are choosing yourself, the way you are following your path, I just feel so fucking excited for you. 39, 19, or 41 may be significant, but it just genuinely feels like it's time to relax. It's time to focus inward and heal inward, to focus on what I really need to work on. Maybe you even did realize that there was a throat blockage when it came to speaking your mind, speaking your heart, speaking your truth. Because your crown chakra, maybe it had to do with your crown chakra as well, that was blocked, and hostilities around you. Maybe even people felt kind of like blocking your energy, and maybe you felt like the need to cut ties with some certain groups or a person or anything to focus on yourself, because that's what's mattering to you. Is like you're finally speaking your mind, and that's allowing you to connect to your divine purpose. Maybe even you feel like your divine purpose has to do with speaking your mind and thoughts and being your authentic self. But literally you are being selfless by being selfish. You know, in order to be there for people, you got to be there for yourself. In order to find the right people that you can help and how they can help you, it's kind of like you are aligning with yourself. And honestly, whoa, what's so interesting to me is it looks like purple and blue with this rest and rejuvenation, as I put it in the middle of these two, which there's purple right here and there's blue right here. So it just feels like it's really working hand in hand with who you are. Your voice, it's kind of like healing. And if you felt ever disempowered by your voice and by who you are, that is healing as well. And you have felt that. And it may have been a very emotional time for you, whether that be through crying or through letting it out in any way that's healthy for you. It has just been very healing, like a wave of positivity, a wave of love, of inner knowing and inner peace has been given to you, and it will be given to you, continue to actually. And it also looks like there's this fire too that has purple and blue right here. So yeah, your crown chakra, your divine purpose, you're really truly channeling it through your voice, through speaking your mind, through speaking up. Like you're not allowing anybody to shut you up anymore. Yeah, dude. Okay, group number 3. If that resonated in any way, because this is a general reading, so take what works for you, then welcome. Let's figure out your biggest strengths and weaknesses, your greatest strengths. So 2 cards right here on this side, 2 cards for your weaknesses as well. So 2 cards for strength, 2 cards for weaknesses, then we'll clarify those. So for my group number 3s, what is my group number 3's greatest strengths? 2 cards, please, for my group number 3s. Group number 3's greatest strengths. Okay, group number 3. Group number 3. So we have strength card, Leo. Okay. Group number 3's greatest strengths. One more card, please, for group number 3's greatest strengths. One more card. Okay, buddy. So, interesting. 2 cards came out. So 1 card. I heard cut the bullshit. The Ace of Swords. A lot of people, like throughout the whole reading, swords energy was just very prevalent. I heard cut the bullshit and immediately the Ace of Swords came out. That's crazy. The Queen of Wands too. Your greatest strength is your essence. I just want to say real quick, is who you are. Like walk into a room, babes. Walk into a room and then you're like, you captivate a lot of people. Your strength, your fortitude, the way you are, the way you carry yourself.
Honey.
The way you speak your mind. Look at her. Okay, the way you speak your mind and the way you really present yourself is just powerful. And I think that's your tool. That's one of your tools that you've had. And I think you know that. I feel like you know that the way you stand up tall and speak with authority, it's kind of like intimidating, but also gets you places, gets you to be in certain rooms, or just to be viewed a certain way in a certain light that has people treat you with respect. That's why your voice is so important, you know? It really makes a difference. And I feel like, I hope that doesn't bother you. It's really cute if you watch it, I promise. It's really fucking cute. Like, she's laying on this side. She's not, she doesn't have enough energy to stand up. But yeah, it's kind of like you don't have to try. You can just be there and people could feel your aura. Yeah. The strength card is just, oof. People feel that off of you. Okay, so two cards for group number 3's greatest weakness. 2 cards, please. For group number 3's greatest weakness. 2 cards. 2 cards, please. So we have the 7 of Swords. Interesting. 7 of Swords, sorry. I see. That's interesting. One more card. And the 9 of Wands right here. And the 8 of Cups in reverse. I was gonna say something about not being able to walk away, not being able to be honest with yourself, especially when it comes to someone telling you to let go. So with group number 1, I told them that they probably aren't as stubborn when letting something go, letting a situation go. Like, they know when to be like, all right, enough is enough. But with you, it seems like you may be delusional with yourself. Not delusional, but you may lie to yourself saying, no, I could do this. No, I could work through this. And you may have done this in the past with relationships, or maybe even now. That's up to you to decide. It doesn't matter. Maybe something that you're working on, but it feels like to me, you may be stubborn as in like, no, I'm not going to give up on this because I want to do this. And it feels like to me that you may go through life, when your greatest weakness is you may go through life feeling like you have to fight all the time. And what I mean is by that is that like life isn't easy. Life can't be easy, you know, because I got everything that I have now by fighting for it, by proving myself, you know. And with Chihiro here, my cat, laying here being cute, not even trying to move the ball, you actually have the ability to not even try. You know, you could look attractive without trying. You could do things and succeed without trying too hard, but I don't think you realize that you can do that. You know, just like I said, your presence, just by with the Queen of Wands showing up in a room, people notice your strength, and then you speak, and then people are like, oh crap, like we cannot mess with this person. This person's intimidating, but this person's also smart, they're witty, and they're decisive. You come off as very decisive if you didn't know that, you know. Maybe you think you aren't, because when you're by yourself, you're like, what do I do? Or how do I handle this? But when you talk in a conversation, you come off like you know what you're doing. You know, you're very good with your words. Maybe even you'd be a good salesperson and you didn't even know that. You know what I'm feeling? Which I'm like, okay, yeah. Maybe your aura and how you are is very strong and intimidating and like makes a wave of a difference. And when you speak, it's like that too. But there's something here about maybe when you get into relationships, you become more, you lie to yourself about the red flags, or you would put something away. You would say, no, that's not true, you know, kind of like hurt yourself, you know, maybe even therefore lie to the other person about how you truly feel with the 7 of Swords. And then that allows the other person to take advantage some more, you know. And you feel like you have to fight some more because it's like, oh yes, of course, this is what I'm used to. So obviously I'm going to continue fighting. Even though I'm a wounded soldier and I want to stop fighting, it's like, no, I'm going to keep going because this is all I know. Yeah. The 7 of Swords too, maybe in your weakness, you may not tell the truth. But we're going to clarify more. Maybe just like, because I really do feel like that has to do with just not being honest about what you truly want. I heard Slim Pickens by Sabrina Carpenter. Let's clarify the strength card. What is group number 3's greatest strengths? Clarify the strength card, please. Group number 3's greatest strengths. You definitely know how to fight for something, for sure. And that's a good thing too. Like, it's a good thing when you fight and put your energy towards the right thing and stand up for people and really show who you are. It's kind of scary. It kind of makes people be like, oh, they're kind of crazy, but not in a bad way. It's like in a way that's like, oh, I'm getting from the movie Us, when the mom is like killing, I don't know if I could say that on YouTube, unaliving. Oof. Anyways, sorry, but when the mom is unaliving a person that's on the floor and she's like making these weird sounds like, and then the kid's like, what the fuck? And the mom's like, oh, are we ready to go? The kid almost knows that something is different with the mom or something's up. You have that way of you to where you will defend your family, or you will defend your children if you have them, or whoever you're willing to defend. You will do it, and you will kind of like the beast will come out, you know? And that's kind of scary, but at the same time, people are going to feel protected if you're on their team. People want you on their team. I'm also getting the song Promiscuous Girl, when he's just like, I want you on my team, and she's like, so does everybody else, you know? But let's clarify the strength card. What is group number 3's greatest strengths? The 8 of Cups upright. That's crazy. The 8 of Cups upright now. What is the Ace of Swords upright? What is the Ace of Swords upright? That's so interesting. The 2 of Swords is in the bottom of the deck with the 2 of Cups right here. Wow. That's so weird to me. So not only is your greatest weakness, and I'm going to keep going. What is the Ace of Swords? What is the Ace of Swords? So we have the Page of Wands right here. Okay. And then what's their greatest weakness? Can we clarify the 7 of Swords? The Star in reverse with the Temperance card in reverse. Yeah, it's not being honest with yourself. The 3 of Cups right here. Yeah, if it's like a social situation, maybe even partying too much, and I wouldn't say that's for all of you, but it just seems here that you don't, like, in moderation, take things in moderation, and maybe even feeling imbalanced with healing, or feeling imbalanced with connections, friendships, and not focusing on self when you need to. It really does feel like you may be in a feeling of just, I'm so sorry. Maybe you get caught up in friendship dynamics or family dynamics to where you have fun. And also maybe you get caught up in everybody else's drama, gossip, everything. And you didn't know how to focus on yourself and be honest and say like, hey, I can't do this. But yeah, it seems very deep layered issue going on with that. I don't know, because with that, it seems like you may not also be honest with other people about when you need time to yourself and when you need to heal. Maybe even telling people how much a certain situation hurt you, you know? Yeah. What's the 9 of Wands? I hope this is resonating, because what's the 9 of Wands? We have the Moon. Okay. We have the Moon. Yeah. What's the Moon card? Clarify the Moon. Clarify the Moon. The Queen of Wands in reverse. What I'm really getting from that and the 8 of Wands in reverse is I'm feeling like you want to keep pushing something just to figure out the truth. Kind of like it's time to put that to rest, you know? It seems like you just constantly want to uncover truths, like everything just seems confusing to you. Or maybe you even feel kind of, what is it? Stuck in a certain area. Like, if you don't know something, you try to learn more and more about it. It's like, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? And you want to continue to push you know, when it's depleting you, or you don't feel as confident anymore. Maybe even your inability to trust yourself sometimes, and trust that you can create something yourself with the Queen of Wands in reverse. Because if you don't know something, and if it's kind of unknown and it's left to fate or it's left to the divine, maybe it's hard for you to not let the divine take that in their own hands sometimes, because it's like, okay, cool, I'm giving it to you, I'm giving you the reins, but also, can I know everything? But also, can you tell me what's going to happen next? Because I feel kind of outside of the loop. I get it, it's in your hands, but also, can I know, can I be in the loop as well? Can I just know what's going to happen in the next 2 weeks? It's giving wanting to fight to know what's going to happen. You don't want to be left out. You want to be in the know, because you're like, you know what, I feel like I need to. I don't know. When things feel stagnant, maybe is when it specifically happens. But what you don't know, or what you forget sometimes, is that maybe you create illusions in your head of what things could be with the Seven of Cups in reverse, and you don't listen to your internal dialogue. You don't listen to your internal wisdom, Virgo, by the way. But yeah, on the inside, the truth, and everything's gonna be okay. But sometimes it may be like kind of clouding your judgment, because you may be going in too hard. Maybe for some of you guys doing tarot readings, or just like trying to understand something, when all you need to do is really allow it to come to you. Or if it doesn't come to you, then it'll come to you in slow waves of like, yeah, that's true, or like, yeah, okay, like little things like that. I hope that made sense. I really hope that made sense. So let's clarify the Eight of Cups. Clarifying the Strength card. What is the Eight of Cups? So your greatest strength, the Seven of Wands in reverse. Yeah. You kind of walk away from situations that, if people make you feel like you're the underdog, or you kind of prove that you are the main character, and not by saying this in a narcissistic way, but you are naturally the person that can be considered a main character, we have the Four of Swords here. But you're here to focus on yourself. And it's like, you know what? I'm going to fight for what's right. And I'm going to tame the lion. And I am not an underdog. I am not someone who has to fight everybody. I will tame this lion because this lion's in front of me. But I'm not going to have to please you and have to defend myself and prove myself, when in actuality, I'm going to focus on what I love to do, and focus on what is good for me, and the actions will show. What is that saying where it's like time will tell, or you focusing on yourself will show who's the real villain, or who's really in the right, like other people's crap will come back up while you are focusing on yourself. Like with the Strength card and the Eight of Cups walking away, and the Seven of Wands in reverse, it's kind of giving coming out on top. You naturally come out on top by healing yourself, by focusing on really not giving energy to things that make you feel imbalanced, or make you feel kind of like you have everybody against you. It's like, I'm not going to deal with that. Your greatest strength is being that person that takes action. If someone needs someone, you're like, I'm there. If someone says, who's going to be this person, you're like, I'll do it. Because you take opportunities. You're like, if I want this position, I'm going to take this position. And with the Ace of Swords, the Page of Wands clarifying the Ace of Swords. What is the Page of Wands? And then we'll be done. Sorry. What is the Page of Wands? It's the Three of Cups with the Four of Swords still at the bottom of the deck. So with the Three of Cups, it feels like with your words, with the Ace of Swords, it feels like your words are very sharp and you do come with a lot of truth, but you do it in a very charming way, in a way that makes it seem like you can cater to other people with the Three of Cups. Like you are a family-friendly person. you end up being someone who is good with people, who is good with friends, and who can give good advice in a great way to make other people laugh, but to also just be a lighthearted essence to people that need a truth, that people that need a healing truth, but also just to have fun. Like, you look like you need to have fun. Let's watch this, or let's do this, because you know how to be there for that person. Yeah, especially if someone doesn't know how to make a decision, you may be a trusted advisor for people to go to so that they can, you make people feel better too, like they can have fun. If people feel like they aren't worthy, you allow them to be in the moment. You help them be in the moment. Yeah. The Three of Cups, you are a great friend. You are a great companion. People trust you. And that's what's so interesting with the Seven of Swords as your weakness, because that has to do with being sneaky, distrust, kind of like a betrayal energy. And it feels like that betrayal is... What is the Star and the Temperance card? It feels like, because that has to do with an imbalance, that has to do with not focusing on healing. Yeah, you may actually just... because the Ten of Pentacles came out. You may actually just be focused on other people sometimes. Yeah, it just feels like this energy of not being fully honest with yourself or other people, that you need time to heal, or you need time to step away. Almost like a people-pleasing energy, but not really. It depends on who you are and how you take that. But yeah, because you might come off as flaky, or you might come off as someone who is just avoidant, and that might come off in a wrong way. But that also just has to do because you need time to yourself, and you need time to rest and rejuvenate. But yeah, I'm going to leave that there. I hope that resonated in any way for you. And if it did, join our moon family. Like I always say, keep spreading love, and because that will always be the answer. And however that looks for you, I'm tired. And I hope that you guys have a good rest of your whenever you're watching. And I'll hope to see you in the next video. Okay? Bye, loves.